Somebody has a wet dream and seminal fluid came onto the clothes. Now, my question is, can you put it in a washing machine and purify it from that or not? By the way, if there's no water, there's apple juice. Can you wash it? If the filth, the impurity comes onto our clothes, how do we clean that? So there are physical impurity and then there is a ritual impurity. What is ritual impurity? Ritual impurity is to be in the state of wudu or not. So we have outward impurity and we have inward impurity. And we have said that in order to pray, we have to be pure from both ritual and physical impurity, right? Of course, we all know that we have to be in the state of wudu in order to pray. But there are two, so when a person is not in wudu, he is ritually impure. So there are of two types as well, we all know them, right? One is major ritual impurity and one is minor ritual impurity. In Arabic it is called, by the way, ritual impurity is either called Najasa Hukmi or it is also called Hadas. It's also called Hadas. So it's Hadas Akbar and Hadas Asghar. The major ritual impurity and the minor. Hadas Akbar is when the wudu breaks, and Hadas Akbar is when a person has a wet dream or, discharge of seminal fluid or marital relations. They take a person into the state of major ritual impurity. And we all know that when a person has minor ritual impurity, what do we do? Wudu. And when a person is in major ritual impurity, what do? Ghusl, right? So we all know that. By the way, there are three things which have to be pure from the physical impurity in order to pray. What are those three things? Number one, we spoke about clothes. Number two, place where we are praying. So if we want to pray here, this has to be pure. And number three, body. Jazakallah. Thank you. Body. The body has to be pure. We're talking physical purity, not the ritual. Physical purity, body has to be pure, clothes have to be pure, and the place where we are praying has to be pure. So, if the filth, the impurity comes onto our clothes, how do we clean that? Washing, right? We wash it. How do we wash it? Water, take. Very good, of course. What else? By the way, if there's no water, there's apple juice. Can you wash it? Question marks all over the place, right? There is a difference of opinion in that, but one opinion is that yes, you can. If there is no water, then you can wash it with apple juice, orange juice, etc. How to wash it? It's important. How to wash it, boys? Very good. It's important. Just rub it. So basically, washing, squeezing 3 times. So wash, squeeze, wash, squeeze, wash, squeeze. That's how it purifies. Although there's more detail to that, but just to make it simple, keep it simple, just that's what you do. So now, for example, there are clothes on which there is impurity. Blood flew onto my clothes. Or there is seminal fluid that came onto the clothes. Somebody has a wet dream and seminal fluid came onto the clothes. Now, my question is, can you put it in a washing machine and purify it from that or not? It has to have 3 washing cycles. So if you program it to 3 washing cycles, then it will purify it. But if it is 1, well, not only that it will not be purified, it will also make the other clothes impure that you have put along with that cloth on which impurity was on. So that's important, right? So generally, we do have, or another way is that, so for example, there's a flowing blood here. So what you do is before that, that there's impurity on that shirt. So go to the sink, wash, squeeze, wash, squeeze, wash, squeeze, do it 3 times, take off the impurity and then put it into a washing machine. And now you can only put it on 1 cycle as well because impurity is gone. It's only dirty now. So dirt, of course, you can remove that through 1 cycle. I have to pray here. I'm on an airport. It's time for prayers. Maghrib time, running out. Oh my God, luggage not coming. I have to pray right there. I cannot go out. I cannot find a musalla. This is the only place where I can pray. Should I pray? Can I pray? Yes. What if somebody, oh my God, these people, non-Muslims, oh my God. This is how people say, let me tell you a interesting question. A friend from India, a Muslim friend, one of our students, he said, how can you use toilets in the airplanes? I said, just like you use any other toilet. But you know what? He used the word ghair. He said, but ghair use the toilets as well. I said, what do you mean by ghair? So then I tried to understand. He said, ghair Muslims. I said, if it is clean or impure, just use it. So what you do is that you go and just clean it and then use it, the toilet bowl. But his skin has touched the toilet bowl. I said, oh my God, man. I said, he said, it doesn't Allah Ta'ala say in the Quran, Innal mushrikina najas, that the mushriks, because he's talking about from his country, so they are idol worshippers and they are mushriks. He said that Allah Ta'ala says the mushrik are filthy, so their skin has touched that. So how can it be that my skin that touches the same place where it has touched his? So I said, right. Subhanallah. So he does not use the toilets in the airplane. So this is what ignorance can do to people, right? So there are people, oh my God, I don't know if somebody has walked on here or if somebody's walked with his shoes here. So they miss their prayers and don't pray just because somebody's walked up there. Or maybe, he's come from the toilet and his shoes might be impure and he just walked here. So what do you think? Now I've given a scenario. It can be a possibility. Somebody's come out of the toilets and he's just walked up here. Can I pray on an airport? MashaAllah, very good. If you are not 100% sure of the fact that there is najasa here, you can pray. You must pray. And generally, when people come out of the toilet, say, even if there was some spills of urine there, right? So what happens? So say, for example, toilet is like 100 meters away. So 100 is a lot. So let's say it's 20 meters away. By the time that he walks up here, it's gone from his shoes. It's gone, right? You're not praying in the toilet. You're praying outside. So it's gone. So please don't think that way. Just pray. Unless you're absolutely right, that unless I see it, that these drops are urine drops. They are alcohol drops. Yeah? Or I've seen a baby, passing stool right here, right now. I've seen it with my eyes. Unless that one is not 100% sure, just ignore it and pray. But what if now, so this is one thing. What if there is a baby vomited here? How to clean this tile? So we have already spoken about clothes. Wash, squeeze, 3 times. What about a baby vomited here? Why did I squeeze the clothes? It has pores. The clothes have pores. So the najasa, the impurity goes inside the pores and I have to take it out, squeeze it out of the pores. But tile does not have any pores. So what can you do is just wipe it. Just wipe it, dry it, wipe it off. But if you want to really be content, then what do? You put some water in there and then you wipe it as well. That's clean. That's pure. Now you purified that. As simple as that. And there are much more. Drying, rubbing off, tanning of the skin. They're all means of purifying from najasa. There are very practical things that I wanted to mention. What about a carpet? A baby urinated on a carpet. It has pores. How will you purify a carpet? What you do is put a little bit of water. How do you say it in Australian? Water. Huh? Water. Water. So, everywhere you go, you have different accents. And South Africans are, subhanAllah. The way that you use R is amazing. They put so much emphasis on R's. Scotland is, oh my gosh, it's so hard to understand Scottish English. There were girls outside. So what is girls? They're girls. The girls. So you travel across the world, mashallah, you get used to all of these English accents and Arabic accents and mashallah. And it tells the beauty of human beings, mashallah. So you put a little bit of water, sorry if I cannot pronounce it properly, but water, and then squeeze it through either sponge or towels or anything. And you do the same thing 3 times. that is like squeezing. And that will purify. And then you want to bring the cleaners and put some like good smell up there. That's up to you. But for me, it is pure now and I can pray on that. Yeah, make sure. I mean, you can use one towel, use it from different places, yeah, because once it has absorbed, of course, the filth has gone on into it. So of course you cannot. Or if you're using sponge, then once you sponge, then you wash it and then use the same sponge again as well.